Okay, so today we're gonna draw a banana, a running banana. It's gonna be really silly, he's gonna look really funny, and we can have him running away from something. And it could be up to you what he's running away from. So let's get started. So I'm going to be drawing, you should be using maybe a light pencil, and we're going to draw really lightly with the pencil, and then we will draw over it with a darker pen or pencil later. So this way we can be really sketchy. It'll be really sketchy when we're drawing, and we can just go ahead and erase it later, and then we'll be left with just an outline. So, light pencil, and let's get started. First thing we're going to do is just really lightly, we're just going to get the motion of the banana. So I'm going to get kind of the outline of the banana, and here's the banana. So it's kind of like a curved line, and then a kind of flat little top, and then another curved line to the bottom where it's kind of flat again. So kind of like that. So kind of a nice little curved line on both sides. So that's kind of just like the little outline of what the banana's body is going to be. So here's the banana, and now let's start drawing a little extra things like its arms and its legs and its face. So for the arms, we're going to make him running. So when we're running, usually one arm goes forward and one arm goes backwards. And then same thing with the leg. One leg goes forward and one leg goes backwards. And when you're doing this, when you're drawing this, like this arm, we'll do this front arm, it'll be going backwards. It'll be going towards the back of him. And this is like two little lines for his upper arm right here. And then two little lines for his lower arm. And this kind of makes like part of a triangle. Like if you look at this, like this kind of makes a little bit of a triangle right there. So upper arm and lower arm right there. And then for the hand, we can draw a little square. And this is just kind of getting the outline of it. And then we'll come back and draw little details in it. But for this, essentially, when I draw the hands, I always have the pinky kind of coming off the bottom of the arm. And then up here will be the thumb. That'll be the thumb, like it's kind of folded over. And then here's the other fingers right there. And we'll come back and we'll clean that up. Now for the other arm, we're going to make it kind of a little bit lower. And it's going to be the same thing. Draw two little sticks for the upper arm, two little lines. And then two little lines coming off. And sometimes I curve these little lines. Sometimes I give them a little bit of a curve, a little bit of motion in there. And then for the hand up here, same thing. We're going to be drawing just a little square. And then we'll come back and we'll clean that square up later. But let's just leave that for right now. So right now we got one arm going back, one arm coming forward. So when you're running or when you're walking, usually always the opposite arm and leg do the same thing. So this arm back here is coming forward. That means we should have the leg that's in front coming forward as well. And then the leg in the back will be going backwards because your arms and legs kind of crisscross each other. So for this, we're going to have him running up and he's going to be running really fast. So we're going to do a line like this and a line right below, and that'll be his top leg. And remember, you can draw really sketchy, because this is just the pencil stuff. Just make sure you're drawing really light. And then coming off of here will be two little lines coming down. And then for his foot, I'm going to draw a nice little triangle. It's going to be a nice little triangle like that. Nice little triangle like that. You can just draw straight up triangle, just like that. So pretty easy peasy. And then we're going to draw the other leg back here coming backwards. So we're going to draw two lines coming down. And then two lines coming up. And again, this is kind of like the arms. Like this is just like a triangle. This is basically just part of a triangle right there. So pretty easy. And then we're going to draw another triangle for his foot. So you just draw a triangle like that for his foot. Look at that. Look at him. He's running. He looks like he's running really fast. Oh, he's looking silly. So now let's draw his face. So we're going to give him a scared face. He's going to be scared because he's running. But you can make him really determined. Maybe he's running in a race. Maybe he's just running for fun. You can do whatever you want with his face. But we're going to draw him running away from something. So he's going to be scared. So I'm going to give him big old cartoon eyes. So with cartoon eyes, what we're going to do with this is we're going to draw two big circles, and the circles are going to be overlapping each other, like that. So when we come back and clean this up, you'll see that we're just going to outline this outer part right here, and we're going to leave this inside part like that, like just open and empty, and that gives cartoon eyes right there. So got his little cartoon eyes right there. You could draw his eyeballs. You could draw his eyeballs if he's running away from something. His eyeballs can be looking backwards. If he's running towards something, his eyeballs can be looking forwards. So however you want to do that. So I'm having him running away from something. So I'm gonna have his little irises looking backwards because he's running away. So now we're gonna do the mouth right here. So for the mouth, if he's scared and running away from something, we could do a couple different mouths. Here, I'm gonna draw some mouths right up here. I'm gonna draw some mouths for you that you can take your pick from. So running away, here's some scared mouths. These are gonna be scared mouths. So maybe for a squared mouth, I could do like a little upside down bean. With if I want to do teeth in there, then I just draw two little lines, and this is like kind of closed teeth, and this little opening is like the teeth are kind of connected, and you could do two little lines underneath, so it could be like a scared mouth, or he'd have a big open mouth like he's yelling, and it's just like like drawing a C, except a little bit more with hard edges on there. And then I can draw teeth up here, just two little lines for teeth up top, two little lines for the teeth down below. And I always do one little line here in the back, because that's like you can see the inside of his mouth right here. So you could do that. You could do all kinds of things. We could do another scared mouth right here. It could be a combination of the two. So here's a combination of the two. It's kind of like the half the bean with the open mouth, and a set of teeth, and a set of teeth, and the inside of the mouth. And then we could draw that little part of the lip right there. So you could do all kinds of things for those mouths. Now, if I want to make him, maybe he's running to something and maybe he's happy, we'll do like these same mouths, but we'll just make him happy. So we could do the bean upside down, or maybe this is right side up. I'm not sure. And then with the teeth, so look, this is scared, and this is happy. And then for this one, I wouldn't put any lines underneath because his mouth isn't pushing it down. But I also wouldn't put any lines up here because then that just looks weird. That doesn't make any sense. So we would just leave it like this. And for this, he could do maybe he's yelling for somebody, and all we got to do is just turn that mouth up. Look at that. All of a sudden, he's smiling and he's happy. We put some teeth in there as well. And then we could put the back of the mouth. So look at that. This is happy, and this is scared. Happy, scared. And same thing with this one. We could just do a little bit shorter mouth with teeth, and then with the inside of the mouth. Boom. And then same thing. Just like this. We wouldn't put this little line under here because that would just make it look a bit weird. You could do it if you want to. It's all up to you. So anyway, so there's all kinds of mouths that you can do. So for this one, I'm going to make him scared running away. And I'm going to do kind of like this mouth, but I'm going to keep his teeth closed like in this mouth. So I'm going to do like a half C. Half a C. Just a C. It's just a C. It's like half a circle, but just a C. And then I'm going to give him big heart because he's got big cartoony eyes. I'm going to give him big cartoony teeth. So for big cartoony teeth, I'm going to draw two lines, one about halfway down, and another one coming like this. And then that's his teeth. I'll give one more little line right there. So it looks like he's really gritting his teeth. He's running away. Great. There's our banana. Pretty easy. Last thing we do is we could put the little stem up top if you want. You can put a little stem up top for him all you want. And then let's go and fill out. We're going to come back to that little detail on the hands here. So let's do a little detail on the hands. So all I'm going to do here is I'm going to add a little bit of a thumb coming down. And then we could add like that, like a little line in the hand right there, and that looks much more like a hand. And then once we get to the outlines, we can kind of edit those even more. So great. There's our banana running away. So I'm going to now, you can go and grab your pen or your dark pencil, and then we are going to do the outline of it. So starting with the top, I will work my way down. Now, I always try to do big sweeping lines if I can. So I'm going to try to do this front line first, all the way up to this leg right here. And if you want, you can draw the leg first so you know where to stop. So let's just do that. We'll draw the top of the leg right there. And then we'll start up here. And then we'll just do one continuous line if we can, all the way down to the top of that leg and then stop. So if you have to do a couple different strokes, that's completely fine too. So we got that. And now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do the stopping line of his arm right here. And then I can come and do one line down until I hit that arm. Boop! Done! I got that line perfectly. That was a good one. So, now we can continue the rest of his body. And again, you can start wherever you want because you have your outline on here, so you can start wherever you want. If you want to start with his foot and work your way all the way up and back, you can do however you want. So, since I'm over here, I'm just going to go ahead and finish his arm. So, coming down all the way to his pinky. And now what I'm going to do with his hand here is I'm going to come up, I'm going to draw that thumb right there. I'm going to come down, and then I go out. I'm going to go a little bit past so that I could show his big finger kind of sticking out. And then a couple little lines down there. So that looks like he's kind of gripping his fist right there. That's good right there. And now I'm going to be coming off and finishing that arm right here. And then the top of the arm goes up. Ooh, that was a bit off of my normal line, but that's okay. That completely works too. That's fine. Because remember, all of this underneath is just a kind of a guide for you. We just kind of made a little guide. So now I can finish the back of him. And the back of him is I'm gonna try, if I can, get all the way around down to here if I can with one stroke. And I'm gonna draw past this leg line. So see if I can do it in one stroke. And one big stroke all the way down and a little bit up. Perfect. Yeah, that worked out pretty good. How did it work out for you? Did that work? Again, if you need to do a couple strokes, that's completely fine. So next we're gonna finish off his leg right here so I can finish off this bottom part. So bottom of the leg, and then I could go to this part of the leg down here, the lower part of the leg, and then I'm going to draw this little part of his foot. Now we drew a little triangle before. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a little bit more of a flare. So for the back of his heel, instead of coming straight down, I'm going to do just a little bump out, just a tiny little bump out. And then I'm mostly going to follow that triangle, except instead of doing two straight lines, I'm going to do this top one just curves just slightly, just ever so slightly. You can see that slight little curve in there. And then the bottom of it will be flat, and it'll just connect down to the bottom of that heel. And that gives the foot just a little bit more motion in there. So great, we did the front leg here. We can finish this tiny little line off, boop, right there, connected it. And now we can go ahead and do the back leg. So we're going to do a line for that upper part of the leg. Another line for the other part of the leg, and then down again. And then we're going to do the same thing that we did with this heel. So we're going to do just a little bit of a line out, and then this one's going to be just a little bit slanted and then flat. So a little bit of a bump out. I know it's a little weird, like this one's kind of easy because we're going like up, and it's like this one we had to draw like backwards and down, so it feels a little bit weird. But the more you draw, the better you'll get. So now we're going to draw, we could draw the bottom part of the foot or the top part of the foot, either or. I'm going to start with the bottom so I get that flat line so I know where the point ends. And then I'll draw the top of it, so just slightly curved until it gets to the tip. Boop! Look at that, look at that. I got 2 feet here. I got his back foot and I got his front foot. And it looks like his front foot's a little bit smaller, his back foot's a little bit bigger, but that's okay. It's all fine. His feet look good. They look good. They look good. So, next we're going to finish off this arm up here. So, there's the upper part of the arm. There's the lower part of the upper part of the arm. Now, you see I missed my line right there. But again, that's okay. That's just there for just a little bit of a guide. And we're doing a little bit of a line up. Now, when I get up here, I don't want to close off this hand part. So, I'm going to do just the arm right here, and then I'm going to go to the hand, and it's all going to be kind of connected. I'm going to do a little bit of a line there, but I'm going to keep a little bit of an opening in there so we can see that's connected. So for the hand here, instead of going straight up, we're going to slant just a little bit. I'm going to go even further past my original drawing. Now if you're not sure and you don't want to put your line down, you can always go back to your pencil part and you can erase and you can redraw it. You can redraw it if you want. And this is pretty helpful. You can do that if you want to go back. So now I feel a little bit better about my hand. So nice and slanted. We're going to draw a line right there. We're going to finish off this little bit of the square. And then my line's going to go a little bit, but it's not going to close, but it's going to be right up in there. Then we'll do the thumb. Got to see that little thumb? It's kind of coming out and over the hand. So now it looks like his hand's kind of folded in, like it's pulling in. And if you want, you could do a little line right here. And if you want to give it a couple little ridges, it'll look like the knuckles. Look at that. Looks like he's got little knuckles right there. Great. And now we can go to the face. We'll start with the eyes. We did those before. So just 2 big circles. And remember, we're not connecting them in the middle because we're making them extra cartoony today. So 2 circles. Those are pretty good. Those are pretty good. Well, not circles. They're kind of like ovals. And the pupil's looking backwards, and we're going to fill these in. And then we're going to do the mouth. So we're going to do that C. And then the 2 lines for the teeth. Boop, boop. There we go. And now he's got a big old grid of teeth. And if you want to take his teeth even further, if you want to give them a bit more detail, what you can do is you can give him gums. And gums would be just, they'd be tiny little loop-de-loo lines. So they're kind of up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So that kind of looks like little gums. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And now it looks like he's got, like, you can really see the teeth and it looks like I have gums. So you could do that if you want, but we're gonna, if you did that, great. If not, we can just leave it like it is. Oh, last thing on him is a little piece of the top. A little piece of the top of the banana. A little piece of the top of the banana. Great. So, last thing we can do on here, if we want to make him a little bit more banana-like, is we give him a couple of very tiny lines kind of coming off the top of him. And that kind of looks like it'd be like part of the banana peel right there. And if you wanted to, you could draw them all the way through if you wanted to, but I'm going to leave them just like that. So, there he is. Now he's running away from something. And now, what's he running away from? You could draw anything you want back here. We could draw, like, I'm going to go back to my sketchy area over here. We can draw, I'm going to give myself a little bit more room in here so I could draw something behind him. I'm just going to move this stuff over. Hopefully you have more area on your paper if you want to draw something back here. But we could draw something like, I'll give you a couple ideas really quick. You could draw like a little fruit fly. Maybe a little fruit fly is chasing him. You know, here's a little fly. He's got 2 little eyeballs and he's got 2 little wings. So maybe a little fruit fly is chasing him. Or you could do maybe a bunch of fruit flies and you could just keep drawing a bunch of them all over here. All over here, you could draw a whole bunch of fruit flies, and they're all chasing him. That'd be pretty scary for a piece of fruit because the fruit flies are coming after him. That'd be pretty silly. You could do that. You could draw a bunch of those, and those are pretty simple. Those are just a couple of circles and a couple of half circles. So I'll show you how to draw those. So, like a circle, a little oval for the body, and then 2 little circles for the eyes. We'll give them big old eyes, big cartoony eyes. And we could do like a little triangle for the nose. And then 2 little half circles for the wings. And then you could do little hash marks in here for the eyes if you want to. So that could be a really simple, quick little drawing of a fly. So you could do that, or you can do, I'm going to do, what if it was, monkeys like bananas? So what if there was a monkey and it was reaching for him? I think that would be pretty silly. So I'll draw a monkey hand really quick. So we'll do pretty easy. We'll do a bunch of squares. So square for the thumb, square for the big finger, and now this hand's going to be coming behind him. It's going to be following up behind him. So we could still draw it with pencil in here. Another square coming behind him, and another square. And then 1 big square for the palm. So that's a great outline for it. And then we could draw some little hair. We could draw some hair coming off here. So you could draw that. And we'll finish that one off. We'll do that, like a big hand is coming after him. So I'll go back and I'll grab my pen, and then I will just kind of fill these in. And we'll make them not so squarish, but maybe a bit more round at the top here. And remember, that's just for that pencil is just for us to kind of see what we're doing. So I'm just following these outlines. And now we're going to stop behind him right on that line because this hand's going to be coming behind him. So it's almost like there's two different, fields here, 2 different depths in there. So we got that. And then we'll draw that finger. And then just follow the outline of this box. And then connect it up. And that kind of looks like a hand right there. And then there's a, well, if you put this line in here, that kind of looks like the palm of the hand. And then we could draw the hair. The hair for the arm, that's the arm, hairy little arm. And if you want to do a couple little lines to indicate those fingers a bit more in there, you can do that as well. So those little lines make it look like fingers. So look at that. So now we could go ahead and take our eraser. We could take our eraser, and we can start erasing all our lines. And I'm gonna be like, erasing the lines, I'm erasing the lines. These lines are here, and I'm erasing them. I'm erasing the lines, I'm erasing the lines. These lines are here, and I'm erasing them. Erase, 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 erasing, erasing lines, lines, erasing. We'll erase all these ones too. We'll make it nice and clean. Look at that. And there we go. We have a banana running away from a hand of a monkey trying to grab it. So that's a pretty good one. That was a good silly drawing. I like that. I hope you liked it too. And I will see you next time.